Hey guys, welcome to another Thursday edition of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. My name is Nick. And so Ian's really going to kill me, to be completely honest. Ian sent me a video for this Thursday to get uploaded. I know I've been giving him grief probably the last month or so. Yeah, because every time he said he was going to get me a video, for one reason or another, he wasn't able to get it to me in time to be uploaded on Thursdays. Because the videos, I normally put them up 4 o'clock on Thursdays. And this week he did. He got me one, and I uploaded it last night. And, well, I didn't upload it, but I downloaded it. He emailed it to me. And so I downloaded it on my computer, started working on editing it. And then I was at work today, and something kind of crossed my path, and I felt it was a little more topical that I wanted to talk to today. And that's that's the new Machine Gun Kelly album. So over the course of the past, 5 to 10 years, I've been really critical about rock music, especially the punk music that was kind of going around and coming out. Just because I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything really of note. I mean, I get last year, Blink-182's 9 came out about a year ago. I think it was September last year when it came out. And I was really excited. It was probably one of the better pop punk albums I'd heard in the last several years. And but that's kind of been about it. There hasn't been a whole lot going on in that genre. And I know a lot of people say, the genre really kind of ran its course in the early 2000s, but there's still some bands out there doing it. But I just really haven't been really kind of blown away by anything, really. And when I heard that Machine Gun Kelly, obviously, if you don't really know, he's a rapper. He's released a couple of albums. I know he had a pretty public beef with Eminem a couple years back. And so I heard, I think it was beginning of this year, I read that he was working on a project with Travis Barker from Blink-182. And I know Machine Gun Kelly, I knew he had, even though he's done rap music, I know he's been influenced by, I know he specifically named Guns N' Roses and Blink-182 as big like rock influences on him. So I knew he had some interest in that kind of rock music, but I was really interested to see what this project was going to sound like. So Tickets to My Downfall came out last Friday, I believe it was. And, the project, when it was originally announced, I had some interest in it, being a Blink-182 fan, having Travis Barker as the drummer on there, and, with Travis producing it, I was interested to see how this project was going to turn out. I know that Machine Gun Kelly has talked before about how he has been influenced, because primarily he's a rapper. His first several albums have been rap albums. Of course, he had a pretty public feud with Eminem a couple years back. But he has talked before about how he was influenced throughout his musical upbringing by bands like Guns N' Roses and Blink-182. So that's why I was kind of interested to see how this project was going to unfold, knowing that Travis, I would assume that Travis would take it kind of down that punk rock, pop punk, that kind of musical era or genre. So when this came out, I read some reviews on it, and the critics were kind of mixed on the album. Some of them liked it. Some of them thought it was a little too plain or too nostalgic. But I really wanted to kind of listen through the album first before I kind of responded on any social media posts or anything about it, because I'm a big Blink-182 fan, so I'm on a couple of different fan groups on Facebook. And they were, I would say, more against this album than for it. And a lot of the arguments against it, even before I heard the album, I thought they were kind of reaching with some of the ways that they were really kind of going after the album. So I listened to it. I've probably listened to this album over the last couple of days. I've listened to it at least 8 to 10 times all the way through it. And to be completely honest, I'm pretty impressed by the album. It's not this fantastic, great pop punk album. It's nothing like Dookie or Enema of the State, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, anything like that. Any of those like upper echelon punk albums from the last 30 years. I don't think it's quite at that level. But as someone that's really been against kind of a lot of the newer rock music, I'm really impressed buy this album. And it's probably, I would say this and some of the stuff that Greta Van Fleet has released over the last couple of years has really kind of renewed my interest in a lot of the newer rock bands. I know before I get a bunch of comments about how, well, yeah, Greta Van Fleet's just trying to do what Led Zeppelin did in the 70s, or, Machine Gun Kelly's just trying to redo what Green Day and Blink-182 did in the early 2000s. To a certain extent, you're probably right. There is some of that kind of throwback that those bands or artists are trying to do. They're trying to kind of hone in on some of that nostalgia, but I don't see a problem with that. I think that a band like Greta Van Fleet, who's kind of a throwback to that power 70s rock, is a good thing, really. And I understand that the rock has evolved over the last 40 years. Of course they're going to. They have to. But I don't see an issue where you have a band like Greta Van Fleet or like Machine Gun Kelly who is trying to do something that, was really popular and really great in, decades past. But if they're doing it in a great way and they're producing great music, I don't understand the issue with it. Like I said, I would not put this album, in the upper, the top tier of punk rock albums in the last 30 years. It's not And Out Come the Wolves by Rancid or like I said, Dookie or any of that other stuff. But it's right below it. I think it's just as good as Blink-182's 9 that came out last year, or California that was released a couple years before that. It's got some really great tracks on it. It's got some filler tracks on it also, but it's just overall it's kind of that like fun punk rock sound that a lot of people really enjoyed in the early 2000s. I actually like the album so much that I went out after work yesterday and went to Target did an exclusive CD release where they've had like 4 or 5 extra tracks on it. So I went to Target yesterday, picked it up, and it like I said, it's one of those albums that I know I've said it before. I think a lot of the MP3s that you have on Spotify or Apple Music, which are the two primary streaming services, they all sound kind of flat. Oh, I shouldn't say that they all. Some of them can sound kind of flat, and this is one of the albums that I think really did. And I think the CD version of this album is far superior to what I was listening to on Apple Music. And I probably listened to the album, probably at least 6 times on Apple Music before I listened to the CD. And the CD just kind of hits better. There's better depth to the album, which you tend to get with a lot of CDs. But I think this is one of those instances where I don't think the MP3 or the streaming service really does the music justice. So like I said, I've been reading some of the social media posts and stuff on it, and I'd get some screenshots of some of the comments here that I just kind of, I felt some of them were kind of just ridiculous. Here's one that says, that's not even punk. It says, that's not punk. That's not even pop. That's a cry for help to try and build more fans because his rap career isn't working in the way he planned. Has he had a great rap career? No. But, to say he hasn't had a good career, his first, I think this is his 5th album, 4th or 5th album. But his first couple of albums have actually sold pretty good. And, Machine Gun Kelly is obviously branched outside of the music career. He's gone into acting. I know he was in The Dirt, which was the movie about Motley Crue that came out a couple years back. So he's got other things going on. So it isn't like he's just a starving artist that he has to come up with this album to save his career. This next comment, it kind of gets to the whole evolution of kind of music thing. It says that if pop punk had a formula, this album would be it. Nothing fresh or exciting about the album whatsoever. Absolute dumpster juice. Which is, it's laughable. It really is, because you don't have to be a fan of the music of the album, but I think if you're a fan of that, like I said, that pop punk music, which I hate the phrase pop punk. It's just, it's just punk rock is all it is to me. You throw the pop label on it because there's harmonies in it, or they've got some softer songs. It's still punk rock to me, but whatever. I think that if you're expecting, like I said, if you're expecting something from a guy who has never done a rock album to blow the world apart and to be the next coming of Green Day or whatever it is, that's not what this album is going to be. But like I said, if you're looking for like a good, fun punk rock album, it definitely hits the mark. Here's another one that kind of goes along with the last comment. It says, no new ideas, nothing that gives it much identity, no new sounds, no statements made, and no homage to the heart of the genre. It's like a picture of what pop punk is. I mean, it's kind of a standard. It's your standard early 2000s punk rock album, and that's kind of, I think that's what Machine Gun Kelly was going for, and I think he did a pretty damn good job at recreating that sound. So this next one says, it was boring and generic. I get that it's supposed to be fun, which is fine, but even fun music should be slightly interesting, which I don't know. I mean, how do you want your music to be interesting? I guess I feel like a lot of people are kind of crapping on it just to join the bandwagon. A lot of the comments I read from people, a lot of it just, I don't know. Like I said, I think they're stretching. I think they're looking for things that aren't going to be there. This isn't going to be Michael Jackson's Thriller, if that's what you're thinking you're looking for. But it just, a lot of the comments, here's another one. It's the most poppy rock music I've ever heard. The lyrics are so dumb to me. This comment was from a Blink-182 fan group. I guess this guy hasn't gone back and listened to some of the lyrics off of Dude Ranch or Enema of the State, which are great albums. Don't get me wrong. I love the albums, but they've got some, interesting lyrics to some of the songs on there. So I guess, I think like I said, I just don't know what people are looking for. So here's another one talking about Blink-182. It says, he's not changing anything. He's just copying what Blink-182 already perfected and using their drummer to do it. Imitation may be the best form of flattery, but when is it no longer imitation and turns to borderline plagiarism? Some of the comments are written kind of weird. But anyway, and then he says then he calls it Greta Van Kelly and then Machine Gun Fleet, which obviously is an attempted slam on Greta Van Fleet, which I know Greta Van Fleet gets a lot of crap for their sound, but like I said, they make some great albums. And if you listen to their full length album, it's a lot less Led Zeppelin-ish than their EP that came out before that. Here's another comment that I guess just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It says that rock needs to do something to appeal to the youth, which they do. But I mean, I think rock music always does. And then it goes on to say, regurgitate teen angst from 20 years ago isn't the way. And then he calls Machine Gun Kelly a Mark Hoppus wannabe. I've listened, like I said, I've listened to this album 8 to 10 times. I don't get the teen angst part that they're talking about. I don't think that's there. But like I said, coming from a Blink-182 group, fan group, which there's a lot of teen angst through all of Blink's music, even their newer stuff, and you've got 40-year-old guys singing it. So I guess it's just kind of interesting to see the way that people are really attacking this album. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. Like I said, I've really enjoyed listening to this album. Like I said, I've listened to it a bunch of times so far. It's got some great killer tracks on it. For sure, title track is a fantastic song. Bloody Valentine, which I enjoyed Bloody Valentine when it was released as a single. And if you haven't heard it so far, check out the acoustic version, which is just fantastic also. Some other songs on there. Lonely is a fantastic song. I think it's probably maybe the best song off the album. Concert for Aliens is a fantastic song, but like I said, just got a bunch of good songs on there, and even the songs that aren't great or fantastic, they're still decent songs. I might, there's a couple of songs on there I might skip over, but not very many. But drop a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. Have you guys picked it up? Have you listened to it? What are your thoughts? It's just, like I said, I'm somebody that's looking for new music all the time. Whether it's punk rock, rock and roll, stuff from the 70s, progressive, jazz, anything out there that's just new and interesting. And I really felt like this kind of hit the mark. It's something maybe not new. It's somebody new in the punk rock realm, I guess, that's making music, but it's definitely interesting. I think it's fantastic. It's a good, fun album. And that's kind of what I'm looking for when it comes to punk rock. I'm not looking for something that's going to change the world. Like I said, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you like the episode, give me the old thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below, and that's all I got. Make sure you come back this Sunday, where I'm going to be finally rejoined by Ian. We're going to talk about Rolling Stone magazine released an updated list of the top 500 albums of all time, and Ian and I are going to kind of butcher it. So definitely come back noon on Sunday and check that out. Well, that's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.